Imagine telling a prehistoric human, I know I should hunt, gather food, and survive, but honestly, I'm just not feeling motivated today. They would probably stare at you for a moment, then point at the giant saber-toothed cat hiding behind you. Because 50,000 years ago, motivation wasn't a problem, survival was. And strangely enough, that might explain why so many people struggle with motivation today. We often imagine prehistoric humans as disciplined warriors, waking up before sunrise, grinding all day, never procrastinating, never getting distracted, never wasting time. Basically, the kind of people who would make productivity influencers look lazy. But that's probably not what happened. According to evolutionary scientists, our ancestors weren't motivated in the way we think about motivation today. They were responding to immediate survival pressures. If they didn't hunt, they went hungry. If they ignored danger, they died. The consequences were clear. The rewards were immediate. But modern life is different. You might spend 8 hours working on a project for a reward that arrives 6 months later. Maybe. Your brain doesn't love that. Researchers believe the human brain evolved primarily in environments where rewards and dangers were immediate. Food, shelter, predators, social status. Everything produced quick feedback. Nobody was spending 3 weeks updating spreadsheets to maybe get promoted next quarter. Here's where things become fascinating. The very system that helped your ancestors survive might be sabotaging you today. Scientists often associate dopamine with motivation and reward-seeking behavior. Thousands of years ago, dopamine pushed humans toward valuable opportunities. Food, water, cooperation, survival. Today, the same system can be triggered by social media notifications, short videos, online shopping, and endless scrolling. Your ancestors had to walk miles to find berries. You can get a dopamine hit by moving your thumb 2 inches. But the biggest surprise is still ahead. Most people assume prehistoric humans worked harder than modern humans. Yet studies of hunter-gatherer societies suggest many spent fewer hours working than today's average office employee. Once food was secured and immediate needs were met, they often rested, socialized, told stories, or simply relaxed. In other words, they weren't productivity machines. They weren't obsessed with optimization. They weren't waking up at 4 in the morning to become CEOs. And, surprisingly, neither was anyone trying to sell them a morning routine. This reveals a strange paradox. Ancient humans faced harsher lives but clearer goals. Modern humans face easier lives but more abstract goals. Your ancestors knew exactly why they needed to act. You might spend an entire day answering emails without feeling any obvious reward. So maybe the problem isn't that modern humans became lazy. Maybe the problem is that our brains were designed for a world that no longer exists. You're using Ice Age software inside a digital civilization, and sometimes the software struggles to keep up. So let me ask you something. If a prehistoric human suddenly woke up in your bedroom tomorrow morning, what modern invention would shock them the most? The internet? Electricity? Smartphones? Or perhaps the fact that millions of people now need motivational videos just to do things their ancestors did automatically?